Yes, hello tradies. Welcome to Just Quickly. It is your segment. It is Mitch's segment where people get to give their thoughts to us and ask questions and provide concerns. One from DJ Tyson O'Brien from Ibiza, who's been watching us on his plasma via YouTube. This is true, by the
Big fan.
way. He texted me, I think he meant to text you, saying that how is Pendlebury not on the 8th graders whiteboard?
It's a great question when Tex is on there. You would say that Pendle's footy's stacking up just as well, if not better than Tex this year.
Hard to argue with that.
In body of work, I reckon Pendle's has got him.
Agreed.
It is remarkable that Collingwood only has one A grader on your whiteboard.
Pendlebury should be up there, and I will admit that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our first of 4 voice messages. Charlie.
Hey guys, just quickly, with the Oscar Allen injury on the weekend, what does that mean for West Coast pick 2? Is that in potential jeopardy now? Could we see a club still offer him 900, 950k a year, which is pretty tough? Also, if Oscar Allen does decide to leave, could we see West Coast go after another key forward from another club? A key forward who isn't playing as much as they would like to, such as like a Jed Walter, who, as Mitch would say, grew up supporting West Coast and did spend time as a kid in Western Australia. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Cheers.
I like that.
Well, I'll let you off the long run about Oscar Allen.
So Oscar Allen, the injury is not as maybe as serious. We're still waiting to hear. We're speaking on Tuesday morning as to the exact extent of that. It might only be a couple of weeks. But if you want to get to really into the weeds of the Oscar Allen conversation, we did speak about this on the main episode. I am with you though, Charlie. And I'm glad that Charlie and our listeners are getting their head around this. How on earth a club is going to guarantee $900,000 a season for Oscar Allen over 5 or 6 years is beyond a joke.
Beyond a joke, or a rort, as you called it.
Yeah.
In the main ep. Could they go after?
We might have to have our first emergency podcast for tradies if and when the AFL drop the pick 2 for Oscar Allen compo, if that falls.
How are you?
If it's Wednesday morning at 4 a.m.
How are you not this cynical? How are you so naive? Of course it's going to be pick 2. You know this. You know it.
I basically do, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
I think one of your biggest challenges is that you still believe in people.
Yeah, you gave up a long time ago, didn't you?
Don't. People will always let you down.
Yeah. Especially when they've got a dog in the fight.
Oh, I'm really enjoying that. It could become a new segment.
Yeah.
Dog in the fight. Thanks, Charlie. Anthony's next.
G'day, guys. Just quickly, question about how the soft cap works and the luxury tax. Why don't we see more clubs just go over the soft cap and pay the luxury tax?
Thank you.
Looking at a couple of clubs in particular, Essendon and Carlton, who have struggled now for the best part of 25 years, but have the financial resources to be able to pay over that soft cap. What's stopping them from doing it? Is the luxury tax something that is really difficult to then pay? Is it quite a substantial figure? Does it impact on future years? It's kind of a thing that gets spoken about in the media, but no one really seems to talk about the details of it. Bit of a micro question, I can appreciate. But what's stopping clubs from doing that, and why don't they do it? Appreciate your time, boys. Great podcast.
Brilliant question, Anthony. I agree. Sam, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you go over, for every dollar you go over, you have to pay $1 in tax. So if you go $1 million over, you're paying an extra $1 million to the AFL. But for a club like West Coast or Essendon, these cashed up sort of clubs, why don't they do it more often?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the exact figures.
While you do that, actually, I had 2 list managers I spoke to last week who did confirm. Remember the question we were asked last week about free agency restricted or unrestricted banding? Does it come over the life of the contract or just the last year of your contract? It was just the last year. So, for example, Draper is unrestricted this year.
And you thought that, right? And I thought it was the whole deal. Yep. So you were right.
So I was right, and I was
wrong.
Just for
wrong.
a change.
Reduced luxury tax rates. This is a released by the AFL 2024, providing more flexibility for clubs that might want to spend over the limit and are more reflective of the pre-COVID settings. The luxury tax framework has been revised with regards to the tax rates applicable on expenditure over the soft cap of up to $1 million. Tax rates of overages above $1 million remain consistent with the previous policy. These changes are designed to allow clubs greater flexibility. I can't find the exact rate.
What's the figure?
No, I don't know. It doesn't have it.
Is it 1 for 1?
I thought it was 1 for 1. I thought you were right. But until I can actually find the figure. It's a great question, though. Why don't they go more over?
Should we both text ahead of footy right now and see if we get an answer in the next 5 minutes before we've wrapped up?
Seems like a game. Okay, let's do it.
All right, this is live.
I know who you're going to text, and you know who I'm going to text, I reckon. What's the question? What is the penalty for going over soft cap? Is it $1 penalty for every dollar over?
Yeah.
Mine's an early riser, so I think he'll be reading this. I'm just not sure he'll respond because he probably won't care. Okay, great question, Anthony. Thank you. While we're waiting for our heads of footy, Mitch is still texting. I finish. Well, let's go to Charles.
G'day, fellas. First time caller, long time listener. Just quickly, I've got a quick question surrounding trade destinations and specifically around the Geelong Cats. It's obviously been well documented over the last few years about Geelong's different approach to players' lifestyles and the success that it's brung, where they've been able to land bigger trade targets such as, Jeremy Cameron and Bailey Smith. But also players have been willing to take less, money and bigger pay cuts in order to stay in this environment. So my question to you boys is, why are other clubs not investing in approaches like this more, where players have more free time, less time at the club, more time with their family? You think of the likes of North and West Coast, who struggle to attract big names. Why are they not doing this sort of thing? Or is it the matter of fact that Geelong just has the runs on the board and success behind them that they can afford to, mix things up a bit more? Thanks, boys. Love the pod.
Another great question from our listeners. Such an intelligent question. Learned. I think he answered his own question at the end. I think it's a bit of a chicken and the egg scenario. I think clubs like North and West Coast, West Coast were successful recently, but to use Charlie's example, they can't really offer that when they need to be all hands on the wheel, kind of like, getting the job done. Whereas Geelong, with the runs on the board, can sort of say, well, we want you to be who you are as long as you come and perform.
Feels like St Kilda under Ross have actually tried this. Remember Ross at the start, he's been very open on less contact hours, more autonomy for the players, and also the approach of trying to attract Bayside players. It just hasn't
landed
come
yet
to fruition yet. Yeah.
Yep. But I do think more clubs, as they have success, will do a bit of that. But it'd be interesting doing if you did a quick anonymous survey of, say, a player in Sydney, a player in Geelong, a player at Collingwood, a player at Brisbane, and just work-life balance. And they didn't have to put their name to it. That would be an interesting test case, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Or case study, sorry.
Well, the AFLPA do that anonymous test every year.
Yep.
The survey.
And then you and I get our hands on it and it becomes less anonymous. Thanks, Charles. Great question. I got a response.
Oh, I haven't yet.
Bad luck. Sam wins. So to head of footy, my text was, what is the penalty for going over the soft cap? Is it $1 penalty for every dollar over? And the response was, no, it's a sliding scale. I think you get some forgiveness at the start, as in the first $100,000 you don't get fined, but it comes off the next season's soft cap.
Right.
I didn't know that. Did you know that?
So that back to the original question was, it's almost like the TPP. You can spend 95 1 year, 105, and then you cop 105%.
I didn't know that. Did I just win the
you won
response game?
Yeah.
Is that
you win?
It annoys you, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I'll get some random text back at 11 a.m. this morning. It'll be like, irrelevant.
You don't want heads of footy that take 2 hours to respond.
Yeah.
You need the guys who are on the beat. And I picked the guy who I knew would be awake. Heads of footy like to sleep. That's what I've noticed. Most of them not early risers. That's what I've
They
noticed.
do most of their work after dark.
Yep.
Post 7 o'clock.
It might be a future for me. I'll be a night owl myself.
Scotty, the head of footy. Thanks for joining us on Just Quickly Air Raid coming up.